Good evening and welcome to Social Media Fridays on Monday, episode 67. Each week we meet to talk about what happened this week in the world of social media. Topics of interest are posted on the Social Media Fridays on Monday community, and then we come here to talk about them. With us tonight we have David Rozan. David is an SEO copywriter of 10 years standing, a copywriter of 30 years experience. You can find David at writingforseo.org. And Edwin Jonk is CEO of IDEST Host in the Netherlands. You can find Edwin at idesthost.nl. And Masataki Wasa is webmaster of wasaweb.net. He's also a Google top contributor on the AdSense and also the Google Plus Help community. Tim Capper is CEO of onlineownership.com. He's a conversion rate optimization specialist and proud to call himself an SEO. You can find Tim at onlineownership.com. Okay, so our first question tonight, if I can find where my mouse is, and I can't. There it is. Okay, our first question tonight, or first topic, is apparently a new messaging experience has come to LinkedIn. Okay, I haven't noticed anything different. I pop in there to click that tick box every now and then. I didn't see it. Did you guys see anything there?
No, I got so fed up with, so tired out getting rid of my spam messages and my invitations to take part in some get rich quick scheme or other that I missed that entirely.
Anybody else? Well, this is going to be a short night tonight. I can feel it in my bones.
Well, I mean, the question is, why is LinkedIn doing that now?
I don't know. Why are they?
Well, I asked you the question.
We thought that was a nice lead-in to some wisdom from you, Mastaki.
Wisdom from me? No. In a sense, this brings LinkedIn in line with other big, major platforms, in a sense that it is starting to look all the same. When what you may need, in actual fact, is distinguishing your product from others. And I think LinkedIn had that. It occupied a certain area of market, people looking for jobs, essentially. It was built as that professional network that you connect with other professionals, which was in contrast to, let's say, Facebook, which is very much friends and family oriented, or Twitter, which I think again is a slightly separate segment of the market. Now that LinkedIn is trying to do this, giving this thing, which might be useful in professional capacity, but it may sort of blur the lines, as it was. By enhancing its product, it might be losing its particular positioning in the market, if that makes sense. People might still think, well, why would I have to do it on LinkedIn if I could do this on other platforms? What's so different about LinkedIn now that it's doing essentially the same thing as other platforms?
But they didn't have messaging before, did they? Or
No, I think they only had emails.
yeah. So this is pretty new.
But I think it will be interesting to see how it's going to work out, because are people on your LinkedIn account kind of people you want to have a chat?
Not really. I don't think so.
I mean, emails, yeah, because in a sense that's more official business-like, if that makes sense. Whereas chat is slightly more informal, more intimate, if you like. So I'm not 100% sure that there's an overlap between the people who are happy to be contacted by a messenger, by a chat of some sort, and people you have on LinkedIn. The Venn diagram, the overlap may be small compared to others. Let's say Facebook, it's probably quite large. The people you have as friends on Facebook, you probably know in your real life. They're often your family members and friends. You probably don't mind chatting with them using messenger function. Whereas LinkedIn...
on the other hand, my professional emails frequently turn into a chat.
That's true. I think, yeah, I suppose it's so long. In a sense that, how easy is it to decline a chat invitation?
It's hard without being rude.
So I think that, if you have added to your LinkedIn account, you've connected with people with whom you don't have a particularly strong bond. You may know them, or just about know them, or you know them via someone else. You think that they're useful as potential business contact or professional contact. And if they suddenly start to message you, I'm not 100% sure whether that's how you want to go ahead.
Well, I know a couple of people that get a lot of business from WhatsApp, right? They have their contacts, and they are chatting around, and they are getting work by WhatsApp. But LinkedIn is so late. I don't know. WhatsApp is a separate application. It is bought by Facebook. And Facebook removed the messaging from their Facebook app and created a messaging app. And I think with LinkedIn it is within the app. So I don't know.
It's, in a sense, WhatsApp, you knew what was happening. That's what you expected. Whereas LinkedIn, I'm not so sure whether as a user would have expected necessarily that kind of messaging function, because people might think, well, if I had known that, I might have been more careful about whom I added as contacts, connections. And you don't necessarily want to decline messaging, requests, really, because that might seem unprofessional, inverted commas.
Yeah, I got spammed. From someone.
Would you want to buy some links?
No, it was a friend introduced me to a website. I was really impressed. A cool service. So yeah, it was spam.
I promise I won't do it again.
Oh. Oh, you called Imet Saad, Jim. Is that your alter ego?
One of his many.
Okay, well that was a surprise. Have we covered this now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. The next one, we titled it Blab is not the next big thing. It's not even the latest best thing. Mark Vang did a brutal summation of Blab versus Hangout, you know, Blab it's an interesting phenomenon. What is it? It's sort of a chat, I guess. I've noticed that the hello Meher Bagat. Meher is a human resources specialist and social media queen from New Delhi in India. It's an interesting thing. I just wonder whether it'll continue to be interesting. I like the way that they've slotted in with Twitter. It's only recently that we've started to use Twitter, and it certainly brings traffic. So for that alone, it's for that alone it's good. But Mark Vang made the point that Blab is not HD, and really, if you think back to your usage of YouTube, if you don't have HD quality, you're more than likely going to hang up and go somewhere else. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, to start, the images he shared on Google Plus, that's not fair. He shared an image from a rec space promotional video and a blob. The rec space, of course, they have really good HD cameras. On Blab, maybe people have a webcam with HD video. There's a huge difference in quality there, just from the recording. So I don't think to start this comparison between a rec space promotional video and a blob is fair.
I don't think it's really unfair. I mean, one is, you know, I mean, the picture quality is better, but I mean, anyone can achieve Rackspace's picture quality, surely.
With I don't think so. They're using high-end cameras, and they have producers. So I don't think this is.
Well, we're not HD when some, like, it depends on what the panelist is using, but like, for argument's sake, I know when David Roseanne starts speaking.
I think if you're using Skype, you can get even better quality. So if that is the whole thing about HD and picture quality, then Skype would win.
Well, when you started speaking, Edwin, you were in HD. I know David Roseanne will be. Richard Hearn always is.
Well, this is because I'm using my fine Apple gear, as you will know.
And what I found interesting with regard to Blab is that they started from the desktop, right? These days, many people or many new things start with mobile first, and they went the other way and started with desktop. So
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is not a next Periscope or Meerkat. It's really a different product from that. And that's a bold move. I think a good move, because you need to distinguish yourself.
Yeah. All right. Have we covered this? Summing up, as Mark Beg said, it's apples and oranges. Comparing Blab to Hangouts, it's just not the same thing.
It's
No,
not
and
the same thing.
Oh.
It's not the same thing, one. And I mean, Hangout has been there for quite a long time. They've worked up their glitches and everything. Blab has just come out. It's still in beta version. It's still working up how to stream better. Anyone who's got onto Blab initially when it started up, you would have noticed they were still struggling with streaming. I mean, in parts of the video used to drop, but they have worked on those glitches. So I'm comparing Hangouts to Blab. It's just a sad story. I think it's just it's too early to say anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Moving right along. Here's the next one, and it is a new app. Your virtual security guard gives you a virtual security guard to walk you home. What does it do, Meher? If somebody attacks you, you say, I've got this on my phone.
This app has a couple of amazing features. Let's say if you're walking back from one destination to another, and it's going to ping you every 15 seconds just to make sure that you're all right. So it's going to what it's going to do is, let's say you're walking every 1 minute, 15 seconds, the parameter that you set on it, it's going to give you a pop-up on your screen on mobile and say, are you okay? And then you have to click yes to continue that. Similarly, if suddenly you start running instead of walking, it's going to detect that and it's going to give you another pop-up saying, are you okay? If you say no on it, it sends automatically a message to your friends or family, the numbers that you've saved on. Pretty good, actually, for walkers at least, for street walkers.
Okay. Any other comments?
There are a couple of other features as well for this app. If you take off your headphones and it still alarms you a countdown timer begins. But I think it's a good app for keeping yourself safe on the street.
But if you're walking with your iPhone every time, right? You have to say every time yes.
Yeah, that's the old part of security.
Aren't you inviting to take your phone or?
Yeah, I mean, are we really secure when it comes to using any app? We use numerous apps on our phones. They are tracking our GPS data. They are tracking our location-based data. I mean, same. They are tracking other updates and everything. So, I mean, we are in agreement giving our details out in public to social platforms, and they track us. They do track us.
No, there are robbers that are on scooters, for example, and when you pull out your phone, they drive by and grab your phone, right? So if you are in a neighborhood that's where you're nervous, is it that good that you pull out your phone to say, yes, I'm okay?
And then the scooter comes up and takes the phone as you take it out and say, yes, I'm okay. Yeah. I think I like the idea. The idea is good. It's a sensible idea. But unfortunately, many people aren't sensible in that. Just looking back at my student days, which is quite a long time ago now, if you had something like this on a Friday evening, it's going to be a mess. So, if a phone just bleeps and says, "Are you okay?" and you are completely drunk, you say no, and then you're going to call someone at 2 o'clock in the morning, the designated person, who might be sober and asleep, and that's not going to go down well.
I'm trying to imagine Masataki Wasa drunk at 2 a.m.
Happens more often than you think.
It's not working for me.
Apparently, there are other apps that provide similar, kind of security things. I think they need to evolve. They need to get passed on these small parameters, because most of the apps actually provide similar. But I think it's high time to understand our, our social evolution and work that way up, because this is not getting better. This is just the same, right? Take out your phone and say you're okay. That's partially being secure, but not really that secure.
Yeah. Isn't there something like sort of panic button that you can press and then that makes an automatic call or something like that?
I would agree. I would agree to that.
I think that would make more sense than having to, confirm every so often on your phone that you're okay.
I think I'd be a bit concerned that that I'd be advertising my worry about being out on the street, doing this thing every 15 seconds, or whatever, however it works. How often does it poll you?
Every 15 seconds.
No, it says periodically.
No, are you okay if you don't respond within 15 seconds, it says.
Then it calls a designated person. So I think you can set up time. So it just says the software will track your progress periodically, asking, "Are you okay?"
I think 5 seconds parameter is way too, it's basically keeping your phone in your hand every time, right? All the time. I think 5-minute parameter really works, because if you don't respond to that time, it makes sense to alarm someone. Okay, you're missing. You're actually missing. But 5 seconds and you're just buying something and accidentally you don't switch or say no to it, it just sends a message. So sooner or later somebody's going to say, they just like to prank a lot.
Okay, let's move on to the next, unless there's an objection. All right, this one is. Go on, David.
No, I'm just disrupting the flow.
All right. Looks like I'm going to have to do an edit there. We left the eye off Instagram. But apparently it's ad rollout that is going to make it the top media buy. If you're a small business, you won't be able to take advantage of Instagram's new advertising opportunities until later in the year. Oh, so I hope I can get through. Hope I can last the distance. Anybody?
I didn't see any ads so far, buy ads or anything. I didn't see anything on my home screen when I'm on Instagram. Nothing so far. No ads. For some reason there is no ads.
I haven't seen any either. I must say, when we, as an industry, get excited about new ad opportunities, shall we say, in general, I get very conflicted. As a user, I hate seeing the ads. As someone who's in the industry that that uses these ads, buys these ads, I get excited about it. But I do, as a user, regret just the amount of advertising that there is in the world. There we are. And my heart goes down when I see, oh, top media buy. Yes, let's. I don't know if it's going to be a top media buy or not.
Well, in the article, they make a comparison because it is a Facebook property, right? And Facebook,
Yes.
in the spring of 2013, they introduced Boost Post, which pretty much dropped the organic reach of Facebook pages by 6%, according to the article. Facebook isn't, or Instagram isn't doing that on for this particular ad service. So.
Anybody else?
One of their partner has Maybelline as one of their brands to promote, and I checked out Instagram for Maybelline. They don't have any ads so far. I mean, even after we mentioned on Instagram official advertisement platform, they do not have any ads for Maybelline. There's no buy buttons there. So I think they're still working on it, or maybe just like, internal demo version, but so far, zip ads.
Okay. All right. Oh, and we're at thank you for watching. I see we still have eyes watching us, and for that, we thank you very much. Your interest in what we do makes what we do worthwhile. We'll be back at the same time. Oh, any other items of agenda before we go? No? We'll be back at the same time next. Sorry, I interrupted somebody. No? I can't get any more. Okay, we'll be back at the same time next week.